Hi, Jenny here. Today is Wednesday, August 30th. Woo! Can't believe it's already almost the end of the month. In any case, today was my 18th radiation. Yesterday being Tuesday, after radiation on Tuesdays I see the radiologist. And so the appointment yesterday went well. Radiation has still been going well. I think I've mentioned before, as far as side effects and all that, basically my output is watery. It's pretty much been watery. It still hasn't mattered what I've eaten. It's pretty much watery. So I've been taking the like Imodium AD, loperamide, to help try to slow that down 2 or 3 times a day. And at this point, the doctor kind of asked me about how often I've been going, and I'm like, well, I empty it like 7-8 times a day. Just empty every time I go to the bathroom. I empty the bag, or if it gets a little full, it's like I don't wait for it to get full before I empty it. It's just if I'm in the bathroom, and I do. So he was like, "Oh, okay," because really you should be going like 3 times a day. I'm like, well, all right, we'll see. But yeah, so there's that side effect, and then as I mentioned before, like I said, I've kind of got my sunburn area is kind of pretty much like in between my butt cheeks. So I've got that cream that I use, that I put on there when I go to the bathroom. That same, it helps take away the itching and the pain, and I do okay with that. And also been, well, as of today, he asks me also if I have anything like in the groin area, like in the lymph nodes, if I'm feeling anything, and I don't. But I have noticed I'm losing a little bit of hair down there, which I only noticed just again. I've got the bag sitting there. I don't notice it, and whatever. But now that I kind of lift the bag up and I'm trying to put some cream on, it's like I'm noticing a few more things. So I mentioned that to him today when after my appointment. I just kind of peeked my head in his office and said, "Hey, I know you asked me about the one area. I wasn't thinking about the whole area down there. So this and this is happening. Do you need to know that? Is that?" And he goes, "Yeah, that'd be a good thing to know too." He's like, "So just let me know if it gets worse." So, like I said, the appointments have been going well. Otherwise, I've been getting in and out. It doesn't hurt laying there on the table or anything. I'm getting my fluids down just fine. Obviously, it's enough fluid because, again, every appointment has been going fine. I haven't had anything said to me that the bladder's not out of the way. So I've got my little routine down. So it's kind of funny. The gal to take me in the back, they take me to the radiation table and all that. They're like, "Look at you being so happy." And I'm like, well, this is my norm. My norm is happy. If I'm not happy, then something's up. Then it's usually that I'm in pain. If I'm not happy, I'm in pain, and then that's. I said, but I've been trying to keep up with the Advil, and I've got that schedule down. That same, I can keep the pain at bay especially before the appointments and stuff like that. And I said, and I have my routine down. She said, "Yeah, well, those first couple of days you were kind of quiet." I'm like, well, yeah, the first day or so, first of all, I'm just trying to figure out how this all works, what the routine is. And then secondly, I was worried about, getting the fluid down and how that was going to work. But now, that I know what I'm doing and I've got everything down, it's like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm usually a happy person. So it was kind of cute that they were all happy that I was happy. And then the nurse weighed me, and I was up a whole 0.4 pounds, and they were happy about that. That again, they're happy I'm staying steady in my weight, and pretty much gaining maybe a little bit, like 0.4 pounds, gaining maybe a little bit, but again, holding steady. I'm not losing weight, so they're happy about that. The nurse was happy. Same as like things are going well. Things are, again, I'm in a happy disposition, so. That was good. The doctor came in and he was happy that I was happy, and he's happy at how things are going. He's happy that my weight's holding steady. He's happy that my side effects aren't bad. I'm not complaining about really what's going on. I'm like, yeah, okay, so I've got a little bit of pain in my butt, but I'm able to take care of that with the supplies that they've given me. So that's nice that I don't need anything extra. And then he said something about next week he's not going to be there, and then after that it's going to be pretty much like the last week of my radiation. And I asked him, I said, and then kind of what happens after that? I said, or do we talk about that when it does come to the end of radiation? And he was like, well, we'll wait a couple weeks and I'll see you like one more time and we'll like figure things out, figure out the scans or where things are at, or so that's okay. And then he wanted to take a look at my butt cheeks this time, I guess, to see how bad this sunburn is, the rash or whatever, and stuff. He's like, so real easy, come over to the exam table here, just drop your drawers, lean forward. He called the nurse in and he just, you know, was like, it's like not gonna hurt her anything. So he put on some gloves, whatever. It was just took a look and he was like, okay, yeah, it's not so bad. I'm like, okay, that was it. And so that was good. So like I said, he was happy. Today, because of having the appointment with the surgeon, my radiology appointment was early. It was at 7:30 in the morning. So I was the first one in and it was good. I was there early. They took me early. I was in and out. I was done by 7:30, which was actually my appointment time. That's the point I was done. So that was good. That to be able to be done early, and also know then we had that an hour and a half to get down to the other hospital, which Wayne looked up on the Maps app in the morning and it said it was going to take about 45 minutes. I think before that when I had looked it was like 35. So 45 minutes, that's about right with traffic and all that. So we had plenty of time, which was good, just in case, and we made it with plenty of time to spare. So those guys too were like, oh, you're here so early for, and I'm like, well, yeah, because I had this other appointment to get to. So they're like, oh, traffic. I'm like, yeah, but we should be okay. Got at least an hour and all that will be good. We had that hour and a half. So that was good. So I made it to the surgeon appointment. We made it there on time and then got to talk to the surgeon today. So she was saying that she wasn't going to like palpate me or anything because I'm still going through the radiation. She was, that would be painful. We're not going to do that. So basically just talked about the next steps, of which there were options. I think I mentioned something as far as hearing that surgery was like a have to, and I was wondering whether when she did the surgery, if she was going to, like when she took out the rectum area, would she also reverse the ileostomy right away? And she said, well, there are options. So there was some study done in Brazil, I think recently. She didn't say when, but I've heard of this already. I didn't know it was in Brazil though, but that 30% of people that are going through the treatment that I've been going through, with doing the chemotherapy first and then doing the radiation and then like having surgery, well, doing the chemo and the radiation, that there's been no evidence of cancer whatsoever with the MRI scans, with maybe the blood work, with what they can see with the scopes and what they can feel. And so then the option is to, you can have surgery if you want, or you wait and see. And with the wait and see, it's a matter of every 3 months you go for like an MRI scan and they palpate you, so put a finger up there and see what they can feel, to see if any, cancer is there or not. And you do that for 5 years. So I figure, well, either way, whether you're having surgery or not, and when it's a 5-year wait time, it's a 5 years, that's when they basically declare you cancer free, is after that amount of time. So there's that option. And she said about 34% of those people the cancer does come back and then they have the surgery at that time. So, okay. Second thing, basic option, is that you have surgery. Now, for where my tumor is, hopefully the radiation is shrinking it enough. She said that it's going to be away from the anus, the sphincter muscle, so that she can just remove the rectum and then reconnect the colon to the anus area. And then wait for 3 months, so I still have the ileostomy bag for another 3 months while that area heals, which is very nice, because the things that I've heard from other people that have had surgeries, they pretty much reverse the ileostomy right away when they're doing the other surgery, and then you're going right away and stuff, and people have had problems with that. So her way of doing it is that you keep the bag for 3 months so that area does heal, so that there isn't going to be any leakages or openings or something busting open or whatever. So that's nice. And then the other thing is if the tumor is still on the sphincter muscle, or there's not enough healthy tissue around there, then she would have to remove the sphincter muscle, the rectum, and then I would have a permanent colostomy bag. And at that time, they would reverse the ileostomy right away, because then I would just have a colostomy bag, and then that would be for life. So those are the options. Right now, everything is looking really good. She has looked at scans. I asked if she had compared them, done. She's like, well, she did look a little bit, and yes, the tumor is shrinking. But obviously it's going to shrink more in the next couple of weeks of having radiation. And then, as they say, even after radiation is done, for the next month, radiation keeps working. And so the tumor could keep shrinking. So at this point in time, basically they're going to, so she said, is because they know an end date for the radiation, they're going to start trying to schedule the scans. So I'm going to need a CT scan again right away, and then an MRI scan, basically a month after the radiation is done. I'll need those 2 scans, and they both will have the dye, and the MRI scan will be the 40-45 minute scan. So they said, know that beforehand too. I'm like, is it going to be like the 20-minute scan or the 40? But she was not the longer one. I'm like, okay, well, good to know. So that is what was discussed today. So good stuff. Felt really good. Love the surgeon. Both Wayne and I are like, she's so good. When Dr. Powell is all like, oh yeah, you have the surgeons, like she's really good. She may look young, but she knows her stuff, and she's like one of the best surgeons. And so again today, to hear her talking, and she knows her stuff. She's very confident, just puts it out there, lays it on the line. This is the first time we've heard about there is that option of no surgery from a doctor. Like I said, I've heard that from other stuff I've seen online or other YouTubers I've watched. But the 2 doctors I've talked to are like, oh yeah, surgery, you got to have surgery, which I'm 98% sure that I'm going to have surgery. Which is fine, but it's good to have options. It's good to know that option is out there, that it could be cancer-free. But even then, we'll see. At this point in time, I'm still probably vying for the surgery just to be done. Because then you're still having scans, but I don't think it's every 3 months, or maybe every 3 months for the first year, and then it goes to 6 months and stuff like that. So, again, there's still technically a long road ahead before I'm cancer-free, technically. But even once they declare that, you know what, I'm going to be cancer-free, and I'm going to be cancer-free for the rest of my life. That's the way I'm programming it. That's the way it's going in my head. So at this point, that is where we're at. So that was good news. It was a good visit. Very happy with that. And then afterwards, we went to the Starbucks in the hospital and had a little something to eat, and brought my pills with me because it was pill taking time. And so had a nice croissant and a cheese stick, and had my pills, and had a nice, what did I have? A strawberry acai lemonade drink. So nice little treat. That was all good. And that was it. Came home. Been doing good so far. It's already 4 in the afternoon. I have not had a nap, surprisingly. Especially with having 2 different appointments today. I thought for sure I would be out. I was a little tired around noon, but I kind of pulled through that, and here we are. So, anyways, yeah, that's my update for now. Thank you again for keeping me in your thoughts and prayers. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. So you guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye.